Alright, let's look at adding and subtracting rational expressions. Whenever we're adding or subtracting rational expressions, we have to make sure we have a common denominator. And you can see in this one that we have a common denominator of x squared minus 9. So since we have a common denominator, we can combine the numerators and put it over the common denominator. So we have 5x plus 1 minus 4x minus 2, and that's over the common denominator x squared minus 9. Now make sure that you put the 4x minus 2 in parentheses because it's minus this whole thing. So that's going to give me 5x plus 1, and then I'm going to distribute this minus 1 here. So minus 4x plus 2 over the common denominator x squared minus 9. Now we combine like terms in the numerator. That should be a 4x there. So we have 5x minus 4x is x, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. And that's over the common denominator x squared minus 9. Now we want to take this denominator and we want to factor it to see if we can reduce this rational expression any. So this is x plus 3 over x minus 3 x minus 3 times x plus 3, and you can see the x plus 3's cancel, and so we're left with 1 over x minus 3, and there's our final answer. Alright, let's take a look at another one. Here we have x plus 2 over 2x minus 3 minus 4 over x plus 3. And we don't have a common denominator here, so we need to get our common denominator, which in this case is 2x minus 3 times x plus 3. Alright, so now what we need to do is, what do we need to multiply to this denominator here to get our common denominator? Well, you can see we need to multiply this times x plus 3. So that means we need to multiply this numerator here, this x plus 2, times x plus 3. Okay, next, what do we need to multiply to this denominator to get our common denominator? Well, you can see that's 2x minus 3. So I'm going to multiply the 4 by 2x minus 3. Okay, so now I have a common denominator, so I can combine my numerators. So that's x plus 2 times x plus 3 over, well, and minus 4 times 2x minus 3, and that's all over the common denominator 2x minus 3 times x plus 3. Now I need to simplify the numerator, so I'm going to FOIL this out, the 2x plus 3 and the x plus 2 and the x plus 3. I'm going to FOIL that out, and I'm going to distribute this minus 4. So I FOIL this out. That gives me x squared plus 5x plus 6 minus 8x plus 12. And that's all over the common denominator 2x minus 3 times x plus 3. Then I combine like terms in the numerator, so that gives me x squared minus 3x plus 18, and that's all over the common denominator 2x minus 3 times x plus 3. And there's my final answer. Because, well, we would need to see if this numerator could factor, but it doesn't factor, so this is my final answer. Put a parenthesis there. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Here I don't have a common denominator, so the first thing I need to do is factor the denominators. Okay, so that's going to give me x plus 3 over x plus 2 times x minus 1 plus 2 over x minus 1 times x plus 1. Now I need a common denominator. So my common denominator is x plus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. X plus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. There's my common denominator. So now, what do I need to multiply to this denominator, x plus 2, x minus 1, to get my common denominator? Well, you can see I have to multiply this by x plus 1. So I have to multiply the x plus 3 times x plus 1. Then, what do I need to multiply to this denominator, the x minus 1 times x plus 1, to get my common denominator? Well, you can see that's x plus 2. So I have to multiply the 2 by x plus 2. Now I can combine the numerators. So I have x plus 3 times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 2. And that's all over the common denominator, x plus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. Now let's simplify the numerator. So I'm going to FOIL this out, and then I'm going to distribute the 2. So I get x squared plus 4x plus 3 plus 2x plus 4 all over x plus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. Combine like terms, so I get x squared plus 4x plus 2x is 6x plus 3 plus 4 is 7 over x plus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. Then I can see if the numerator factors, which it doesn't. So this is my final answer. Okay, let's take a look at one more. So first thing I need to do is I need to factor the denominators. So that's going to give me x over, and then this is x minus 5 times x minus 5 minus 4 over 2 times x minus 5. Then I need a common denominator, which is 2 times x minus 5 times x minus 5 So now, what do I need to multiply to this denominator to get my common denominator? Well, you can see that's a 2. So I have to multiply the 2 times the x. So that gives me 2x. What do I need to multiply to this denominator to get my common denominator? Well, that's an x minus 5. So I have 4 times x minus 5. So now I can combine the numerators. So I have 2x minus 4 times x minus 5 over the common denominator, 2 times x minus 5 times x minus 5. And then I simplify the numerator. So I'm going to distribute the minus 4. So that's going to give me 2x minus 4x plus 20 over 2 times x minus 5 times x minus 5. So I get negative 2x plus 20 over 2 times x minus 5 times x minus 5. Now I need to factor the numerator, and I'm going to factor out the greatest common factor, which is 2, but I'm going to factor out a negative 2. So I'll have a positive number in front of my x term. So negative 2 times x minus 10 over 2 times x minus 5 times x minus 5. And then you can see the 2's cancel. So I'm left with negative 1 and positive 1. So my final answer is negative x minus 10 over x minus 5 times x minus 5. And that's our final answer. And that's all of adding rational expressions. Adding and subtracting rational expressions.